Better way to try and force the manager to do that than putting the ball in like that.
Are you starting?
Brilliant.
Good timing from Big Ben, that wasn't
it? I started talking then in the hope that I could talk over you so the viewers didn't have to hear that. Are you starting to see the player that Manchester United thought they'd signed?
Still a lot of work to do, but it was a big fee for him. But that'll do his confidence a world of good. As I said, he's starting to score now, and there's no better feeling than scoring goals. You actually feel it, just everything's a better. The whole surroundings are a lot better, and he'll be feeling exactly that way now. So there's more to come, there's no doubt.
No better feeling than scoring late equalisers or late goals in general. No worse feelings than dropping points in that manner, Danny. And they were big points for West Ham because they've been on an impressive run of late. They've clawed themselves back into it. They're very much still in the battle to stay up, of course, as we can see from the table. That would have been huge, though, if they'd managed to get the win.
It would have been, but you have to take the positives. You know, you sit down today and you go through the video and you look at all the good things. Well organised, they look fitter, they look a threat on the break, they're well balanced. You know, that's 3 wins, a draw and a loss in the last 5 games. And even the loss against Chelsea, there was some really good positives to take from that performance. They're back in the fight, that's for sure. Got some tough games coming up, but they don't look like a team in the bottom 3.
Michael left it late to get something from the game today. What did you make from your team's performance?
We were OK. I think we were a bit disappointed. We definitely went at our best. And it's them times when you're really probably not totally at your best where you can find a way and you obviously keep a clean sheet and maybe take the game and move on. But yeah, so a little bit frustrated with that. We've had 5 games now and we've been at a really good level. It's a tough place to come, you know. They made it difficult and we just didn't quite have that sharpness or that spark really to find the answers too often. But in the end, big credit to the boys, you know, the spirit again in the late goal. And when we needed it, it's a great quality to have. So, you know, we'll take the point and we'll move on.
On the spirit, before you spoke about wanting the group to be a team, you needed the whole collective tonight, and it was Benjamin Šeško who pops up with that lovely finish.
Yeah, fantastic finish. He's done it again. You know, it's important. It's important. We threw everything at it at the end and kind of had a lot of forwards on the pitch and probably could put a little bit, probably a few more balls in the box if we're honest, really, around and with the players that we've got. And Josh had a chance that just went wide and great finish from Benji. So. Delighted for him again, another big goal for him and a good step.
It was always 2 teams in great form coming into today. After the disappointment of not taking all 3 points, do you feel like it will be a good point, hard worked from your group tonight?
Yeah, listen, from where we are and you know, being together for a short space of time, I think we've obviously had big highs of the results and the wins, and I think there's times when it doesn't quite go to plan and you've got to take what you can from it, and in the end we've took a draw tonight. So it was a tough game, didn't come easy. Sometimes football doesn't come easy and you've got to find a way, and tonight we found a way to take a point, and as I said, we'll move on from that and take some positives from it.
But Nicky, a fair assessment from him. He said they were OK tonight, could have been better, but take the points.
Yeah, no, exactly right what Michael's saying there. That sums him up. Very calm, very content, and what he's speaking about, understands where the team's at, understands that it's a good point to go home with after the first 89, 90 minutes. And yeah, he's right. He's dead right in what happened and what he said. If Nuno, on the other hand, must be going in there fuming because the master plan he had at the start of this game, they perfected it right to 90 minutes, and they still try to score goals, still try to attack. I think that's where they got to get compact and keep the result.
He spoke about them being better tonight. Let's look at the goal they conceded, Manchester United then, Karen, because where do you feel it could have been better? They could have stopped it.
Yeah, I think United have done the simple things really well, but this is where they didn't, and it came from a throw-in. And we've spoken about Luke Shaw attacking that first ball, but I'd argue about where's the midfield picking up the second balls. You know, that's an important part, and you know that West Ham will be direct. And then again, obviously, dive in, but actually Souček is with Casemiro at this point. And it's not Kobbie Mainoo. There's a lack of a communication between the two of them, and he runs in between both of them, and then Kobbie Mainoo doesn't pick him up either. But I think these are the simple things that Nicky alluded to, but there's too many, and I think Man United have done so well with doing the simple things well over the last 3 or 4 games, so they'd be so disappointed when they reflect back and see that this is how they conceded the goal. You might not play well, but you can't concede goals like this, in my opinion.
Where do you rate their top 4 chances now? It's a good point tonight, keeps them in the top 4, but they've only got that to focus on as well, Mikhail.
No, I still think they got a great opportunity to do it. I feel right now they're still the most informed team right now. As unbeaten in 5, beat Arsenal, beat Man City. Today, obviously, they would have wanted to win, especially for that guy who, I don't remember his name, but he wants to get a haircut. You ain't killing it now. But yeah, like, I feel like they're probably the most informed team right now. Coming here is a difficult game, especially the way that West Ham has played, sat back in, struggled to break them down, had to get a striker on to get some more crosses into the box. Only reason why they managed to get the point. So they've done everything well. So I couldn't see why they don't finish in the top 4.
What are you expecting, Nicky, for the Everton game? Because it's the 23rd of February, that game. So he's got 11 days now to work with them on the training ground.
Yeah, I mean, Michael will just put that to bed now. That's done. You know, they got a point. He'd probably be sat in there thinking that feels more like a win, if I'm honest with you, because he keeps the run going. He's undefeated in 5. Everton's a total different game in, like you say, is it 11 days, 12 days?
Yeah.
So he'll work towards that. He'll get his team going again. He'll get the confidence back up and literally, look, we said before the game, this is going to happen sooner or later. Today nearly happened. I think it's a good point that to go back up the road with the point, and Everton, I think they can go on and win that. And I agree with Mikel. It's like, I think they'll finish 4th or 3rd in the league, and that'll be a really good end to the season for Michael and Man United.
Because you spoke so much before the game about that feel-good factor, didn't you? About keeping those good feelings going, and because of the manner of the equaliser, it's like Nicky said, it's going to feel more like a win.
Yeah, and look, going back showing that goal, it was because I think they've done so well with the simple things, but you can't ignore that. And it is, he made the right substitutions in the end, and he got an outcome when perhaps they weren't playing well, and that's a great thing to do when you can get on the bus and think, we took something from this and we might not have deserved it. But I do think as well, you said about the preparation for the next game, this is the shortest preparation that he's had as United manager. He's only had 3 days, and that rest, and maybe that has been an impact.
Because it was the same team, same starting lineup.
So maybe these are factors. So the rest and the recovery might actually do them good to go again.
I think 6 weeks ago, Man United lose that game 2-0 or 3-0. They would have done. But this now is a different mindset. They're a different group of players and a different management team, and that's why they get a result. But 6 weeks ago, guaranteed they'd have lost that.
Does that still feel like progress to you
absolutely,
tonight?
Yeah, they would have. I'm convinced they would have lost that game 2-0 or 3-0. Their heads would have gone down. That maybe give up a little bit, but now they're a different mindset in that team.
Yeah, your overall thoughts on the game tonight and on that moment at the end, managing to earn a point for United?
Brilliant finish from him, and I think he's actually proving a little bit more effective coming off the bench. I think the balance of the starting 11 looks really good, and I think when you can watch the game, I think for a young player, when you can kind of watch it from the side and then come in and have an impact like that, I think it's working for him. I think there's less pressure on him when he's coming from the bench. But I thought West Ham played terrific today. You'd never know they're in a relegation battle. Man United didn't really create that much. If anything, you'd have to say West Ham probably created a little bit more. Leny Yoro had 2 brilliant blocks, which kept it from being 2-0. And then right at the end, Sesko with a fabulous finish, by the way, a little flick, and I mean, he'll be delighted.
More clinical when they get the opportunities. I thought the crowd stuck with them. Everyone talks about, there's no atmosphere at the stadium. There was an atmosphere there tonight. When the players play like that and they give everything, that's all them West Ham fans, they ask, give everything for the shirt. It doesn't have to be sophistication. I thought they were excellent tonight, I really did. They carried a threat, they fought for the shirt. Desassi's come back in there, it's his second start. I had question marks over him. He's come in there, he looks, Mavropanos is playing alongside him, looks okay, and they look solid enough, and they couldn't break him down. And they changed the way they play. When Cunha comes off, and they've still got Mbermo, and we've got quality, you'll never take him off the pitch, and they bring Benjamin Šeško on, they get the ball in the box, they play differently. They don't cross the ball like that when Cunha's on the pitch. When them two swap over, it's a directive from Michael Carrick is get the ball into the box, because this boy's nothing without service. And when you give him the service, he never got no service when he was playing for Ruben Amorim. Not at all. You couldn't know. You're scratching your head saying, how can this boy play for Man United? He can't link play. When he's playing with Michael Carrick, they're getting the ball in wide areas, put it into the box, and he's a real threat. Fantastic finish from him.
Yeah, let's look at that finish. Mbermo with the cross. And actually, you called it the momentum of the game. You said they'll get an equaliser.
Well, I just thought they were pushing as hard as they can, but I wasn't 100% sure. But when you know exactly where this is going to come in, when Burma, I'm not sure he would cross that if. Oh look, they've loaded up the box, that's for sure, and it helps out Benjamin Šeško because, you know, when there's so many bodies in there, you know, it's a good chance it might fall to one of your attackers, and he times it brilliantly, and he just sticks his big long right leg out and he just flicks it into the top corner. All right, he hasn't meant to put it in the top corner, but he just meant to put a bit of lever on it, and that's exactly what he done. Stuck his boot on the ball and it flies in the back of the net. It was unstoppable. So credit to him. You know, he's had a tough start, but it looks like he's gaining some confidence and he's enjoying playing under Michael Carrick.
Thoughts on the finish?
That's proper. I mean, that is... Normally people I think they'd kind of smash at that or volley it. He like just, it's like a little finesse one. Burma is a fantastic player, but it's the only thing he can do because I think it's, defender's right in front of him. You see Disasi, he can't really do anything because if he smashes it, Disasi blocks it. It's like a little flick. I mean, it just shows you football or sports, they're so instinctive. You just have to have a feel for the moment. And I thought Sesko there, the timing and the feeling of it was executed beautifully.
Michael Carrick's reaction was calm, controlled, and very honest. He admitted Manchester United weren't at their sharpest, especially in the attacking third, but what he clearly values is mentality. The fact they can rescue games late, that they keep believing, that they don't collapse when things aren't flowing, that's a massive shift from earlier in the season. A few months ago, this United side loses that game 2-0. Now they fight back in Fergie time. That's progress. Alan Shearer's praise for Benjamin Šeško is spot on. That finish wasn't luck. That's instinct, composure, and confidence. 5 and 6 now. He's starting to look like the striker United thought they bought. And confidence for a striker is everything. When goals start coming, everything feels lighter. Carrick deserves credit too. He adjusted, got more balls into the box, and gave Šeško service. Under previous setups, he looked isolated. Now he looks dangerous. Overall situation? United are evolving. They're still not perfect. Breaking down low blocks is clearly the next tactical hurdle, but the mindset has changed. They're harder to beat. They stay in games. They're unbeaten in 5. That's not accidental. Top 4? Very much alive. This doesn't feel like a team clinging on anymore. It feels like a team rebuilding belief.